consilier financiar. Întrebarea este dacă este și semnat un contract între grupul Telekom Romania și Ericsson în vederea implementării tehnologiei 5G. Mulțumesc.
So we have a contract for implementing the network that I mentioned before, the project that we're doing. And this project already contains 5G array baseband units, just like the ones that are next room and you saw in the demo. So I would say yes.
Thank you, Timos.
Ion Vaciu, revista Comunicații Mobile. Vă rog să ne spuneți dacă toate aceste demonstrații pot fi suportate și de către tehnologia 4G și dacă ați făcut calculul, dacă trecerea la 5G în actuale condiții economice este un pas foarte bun și merită să fie făcut foarte rapid.
So, Timo, I invite you back. I will translate the question.
Yes, please.
So, Adrian, maybe you can complete. So, does 4G technology also support this type of demonstration? And if we are ready to go through to 3G, 5G stage?
Okay. Yeah.
If not,
Okay, so some of the demos you saw were based on 4G radio, and the reason for this is that 4G is going to coexist for the next 10 years with 5G, and depending on the application, each of the network will be deployed. So, as I'm sure you imagine yourselves, 5G is going to be a very costly investment. And for this reason, you will only use it when exactly you need it. So you have a very critical application which requires low latency. Yes, you will use the 5G slice, as we discussed before, in the network. But if you don't need to, you can very well use, for example, for Internet of Things, 4G.
Cristian Pavel, revista Piața Financiară. Am două întrebări, dacă se poate. Prima se leagă de această minunată lansare. Mă interesează ce v-a determinat să faceți această lansare în premieră pentru Europa Centrală și de Est, sau poate chiar pentru întreaga Europa, în România, la București, și nu în altă parte. Asta e un lucru interesant. Al doilea lucru se referă la viitor, dacă, dincolo de beneficiile pe care le-am văzut cu toții enumerate, pe care le induce standardul 5G, ce ne puteți spune estimativ pe viitor despre costul terminalelor și costul serviciilor comerciale 5G? Ce așteptări trebuie să aibă publicul vis-a-vis de aceste două lucruri importante? Vor fi diferențe majore față de tarifele din 4G sau nu? Mulțumesc. Și pentru terminale, la fel. Mulțumesc.
Mulțumim. So, for the first question, why did we decide?
For the first question, why did we decide to do it in Romania? Why us? Why Ericsson? Because we could. As simple as that. We are the first network deploying 5G ready RAN equipment, components. So it was very important for us to take this opportunity and announce to Romania what we're doing. For the second question, I wish I could guess, but I don't think anybody can guess. It will really depend on the applications. It will really depend on the need. 5G may not be a network that is going to be deployed, from 2019 or 2020 in the entire Romania for everything. You may have an application where you want to offer 5G to a particular industry in some part of the country. You will deploy it there. You will have a business case for this particular application. So I don't really think that anybody can answer this question. There's a lot of things like spectrum, like revenues expected and everything. Okay?
Thank you, Timo. Adrian, can you comment?
I can complement to what you just said, which is very correct. What I can say is that the commercial turnout are estimated to be massively deployed beyond 2020. We will see the first chipset products to be implemented in the terminal of model like tablets or smartphones somewhere beginning of 2019, and obviously those will not be probably the cheapest one. If we try to target something more, let's say, mass deployment, then we should look beyond 2020. The terminal vendors are already preparing platforms, special platforms for this. and obviously they have the same targets as the network vendors, and to basically satisfy the requirements of the operators. So obviously, probably in the first years will not be something extremely cheap, but as it happens with LTE in the past years as well, along the time will become, at least from the end user perspective, some sort of manageable solution. But let's not forget one thing. First of all, what my manager mentioned here as well, the need for 5G was not initially to address actually the end user. We used to call 5G as being the broadband of the industries. So I would rather say we will see a parallel development for the modules, for the sensors, which has those as well different platforms addressing the industries. And the idea is to be capable of getting very cheap sensors, very cheap terminals, if you can call them like that, for the industries in order to help the industry grow and introduce as fast as possible the technology. In parallel will happen also the services for the end users, whether it will be in the same step or not, and time will tell, we'll see.